looks like we're going to need a bit more here. Did I go to college today? No, I've been at home today. I've been chilling at home. Probably would have rather have gone to college because I do get quite bored at home sometimes. I'm going to bring the speed down more actually. You can see why the visibility reading was so low earlier. Look at this really dense cloud we're in now. You can see the wings almost disappearing in that cloud. And arm speed brake again. And slap it back into VNav. Flap 5. Actually no, don't do VNav please. Keep the speed down, keep the speed down. Flap 15. Why are the engines doing that? Come on, bring the speed down. See, now we're way above profile because it doesn't know what the fuck it's doing. Jesus. Yeah, 380 feet above profile. Stupid plane. Come on, let's get down there. Before this turn, preferably. I hate being above profile because it means you've got to race down to catch the glide slope. That is so annoying. Got a bit of a tailwind now.
2500.
Gonna start a left turn in a second. And put it onto our local pressure. Arm approach mode. Gear down. Flat 20. Speed brake is still extended. Totally forgot about that. Look at this visibility, it's crap. Just bringing the glide slope in now. You can see why now I chose 1,800 rather than 2,000. And you can see that the plane is slightly above the glide, which is far beyond ideal. Still have no sight of the runway, but we're going to go flat 25. Get our VRF in there. Oops. You can see a road along there though. Where's this damn runway? I don't want to have to use autoland. You can see the ground. That's always good when you can see the ground. There's the runway lights. Looks like we're in luck. No autoland for us today.
1,000.
No autoland, that's fine because we're not using it. Come on, what's it doing? Engines, come on, throttle up. God's sake, do I have to do everything myself? I don't know why the engines wouldn't speed up there to reach the glide slope. That was a bit annoying. Now we're way above the glide, look at that. Oh my god. I might have to go around here. Yeah, let's go around. Whew. Never ideal to have to go around, but if I need to do it, then I need to do it, don't I? Well, would you look at that? That's probably like the second time I've ever done a go around on the flight sim. The plane just didn't want to drop the altitude there, did it? Why does the auto throttle keep disconnecting? I never do that. I've always had a problem with that for some reason, just disconnecting all the time. I'm going back down to 2,500. You see the visibility is crap and it's raining. That means we need to get the arrival back in again. 18 right, and it was that, wasn't it? Via Schiphol. Always annoying when you gotta go around. That's life. FMC message. Be stupid, got loads of fuel. I'm only going to be turning around here and then coming down again. Hopefully. Ah, bollocks. I have to put that in myself or what? What an approach. This is crazy. Alright, we're gonna have to get the map and manually enter the ILS ship for 18, right? 110.185. 10.1 and 185. Pretty sure I hit 5, but whatever. It's got the localizer anyway. Right, let's get the speed down to 220. We'll do 5 now. Get it out of the way. Well, descend. We need a terrain radar for this, really. Even though there's like no really high terrain around Amsterdam. This is crazy visibility. Can't see a bloody thing. Nah, I don't really need terrain radar. There's nothing to hit apart from buildings, but there aren't going to be any 2,000 feet high buildings around this bit here. Not around an airport. Level change. Strong headwind stopped the engine from spooling up enough. So I was like really close to stall speed a minute ago. Pretty crazy, really. Alright, we're gonna swing it around. Look at this, it's bumpy as hell. Flight 15. See what I mean? Look, the engine is actually having to spool up quite a lot to get up to that speed that I've selected. Far from ideal. And when we're making turns like this as well, the plane wants to descend. It wants to slip down. Ah, hey go arounds. Should see the localizer come in a second. Yeah, there you go. We'll get loc mode going. Look, it's really struggling to get the speed down there. Really struggling. Glide slope alive. You can see now where actually it wants to slip down because of the turn. Oh, look at that, that's quite something. No, now we don't have any view at all of the ground. Because it's such a big plane, it can't make tight turns. So, yeah. That's why when we turned into the localizer there, it's wanted to turn back left again, because we overshot it. That's alright, because we've actually got plenty of room. It's supposed to be 2,000 feet by Pevos, which is miles away. God, I've never done anything like this. I've never done a go around with such poor visibility. It's telling me insufficient fuel, but that's wrong because I got loads of bloody fuel. I got 27 tons, for God's sake. Doesn't know what it's talking about. I hate having that message there as well. Okay, bring the localizer back now to the middle. We are flat 15. Let's see if we can do this. I don't want to have to go around a second time. So that'll be a blooming nightmare. I mean, we're so lightly loaded. We've got I'd say very little fuel, but we've got quite a bit of fuel. But we haven't got as much as I usually would have had. That's why we can. That's why we're landing at sort of 144 speed, 144 knots. Just gonna move the camera up a bit there. There we go. We'll start seeing that a solid diamond there for the glide slope in a second. What's the visibility like? 2.5 miles still. And there's the solid diamond there. Solid glide slope diamond. We're gonna go gear down. Flaps 20. Since the distance between this point and this point is quite low. So we're gonna bear now with the approach mode. I'm going to try and keep it above our VREF speed because I've noticed that with this headwind the plane struggles to stay at our VRS speed and likes to drop below into this yellow zone, which is of course not good because it's close to stall speed. I'll try and keep it on the autopilot for as long as possible. We'll go 148, flaps 25. Land 3, that's already in. Speed brakes armed, auto brake 1, passenger signs are on, lights are on. Alright, let's try this again. Rolling my sleeves up for this one. Tell her I'll be there in a minute, I'm right in the middle of something, yeah?
Very unimportant. He's right in the middle of something.
1,000.
He just. Okay. Chicken trap.
There's the runway. Sorry about that, that was my sister telling me there was someone on the phone for me.
Approaching 18 right.
Approaching 18 right, that is what I like to hear. Just gonna keep the autopilot in for a little bit. Actually, I'll keep the auto throttle in. I'll hand fly this bit.
Plus 100. Decision plane.
Continue. Oh, see, look, floating it a bit again.
50. 30. 20. 10.
Starting to wonder if I was ever going to touch down there. At least it was a smooth landing. Manual brakes. And reverse is in. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. That's the spoilers in as well. Wonder if we can get off on this taxiway here. It's not high speed, I don't think, but take it anyway. Flaps in. Lights off. I want to brake off. APU on. Okay. At least we're down. We went way over the touchdown zone, but so lightly loaded that this thing can stop really quickly even on auto brake 1. I suppose made up for the go around with that smooth landing there. Take the flight directors out. That was the first time actually I let the auto throttle reduce the engines to idle there. It does it at 30 feet, I think. But it means that you're coming in constantly until 30 feet, you're at your VREF speed the whole time, so that's what gives you the smooth landing.